KJA Global Channel. Facts hold the weak, the wise handle the sources. Understanding the root, reshaping the system, and rebuilding a nation. Series 1. The Surface and the Depth. Episode 2. What counts as a fact? A message spreads overnight. Hundreds arrested. No names are provided. No location is confirmed. No original source can be identified. By morning, the message has been shared thousands of times. Yet almost nobody sharing it has asked the one question that determines everything that follows. Is this a fact? Behind a claim like this are real human beings. Some may genuinely be in danger. Others may not be connected to the story at all. If the claim is true and ignored, real people may remain unprotected. If it is false and repeated, families may spend a night in terror over something that never happened. And when the next true warning arrives, the public may believe it a little less than it should. Getting this wrong is never a neutral mistake. It carries a human cost in both directions. That is why the next few minutes matter. In the previous episode, we separated fact, feeling, and interpretation. Today, we build the tool that keeps the first of those three honest. Because fact may be the word we use most carelessly of all. We call something a fact because it was reported, because someone we trust repeated it, because many people believe it, or because it confirms what we already feared. None of these conditions is verification. A fact is not whatever is widely believed, frequently repeated, or emotionally convincing. A claim earns the status of fact only when reliable evidence verifies it within clearly stated boundaries. Verification has a shape. It has 5 fields: source, date, scope, corroboration, and confidence. First, source. Where did the claim originate? Is the source first-hand, documentary, institutional, or merely forwarded? Can the origin be checked? Or does it disappear the moment someone asks who first reported it? Source does not always mean public identification. In dangerous settings, witnesses and informants may require protection. An anonymous source is not automatically false. But confidence must remain limited unless a credible verifier can authenticate that source without exposing the person to harm. Second, date. When did the event happen? And separately, when was it recorded, reported, and shared? A photograph taken 2 years ago and captioned as "this morning" is not evidence of what happened this morning. Accurate media attached to a false date can create a false claim. Third, scope. What exactly does the claim cover? Hundreds arrested is not one simple fact. It is a bundle of claims: a number, a time frame, a location, a population, and an authority allegedly responsible. One part of that bundle may be true while another is exaggerated, mistaken, or false. Verification requires us to separate the bundle and test each material part. Fourth, corroboration. Has anyone independent of the original source confirmed any part of the claim? Independence means the confirming evidence does not trace back to the same original message. One person repeating a claim 9 times is not 9 sources. It is one source repeated 9 times. 1,000 reposts can still be a single unverified origin. Fifth, confidence. Given the quality of the source, date, scope, and corroboration, how strongly should this claim be trusted? Confirmed means reliable evidence verifies the material claim within its stated scope. Probable means credible evidence points in one direction, but important gaps remain. Unclear means the available evidence is insufficient, inaccessible, or materially conflicting. Contradicted means stronger evidence materially refutes the claim. Confidence is not a mood. It is an accountable label attached to the evidence available at that time. It must rise, fall, or change when the evidence changes. Naming confidence honestly is itself a form of integrity. Here is what makes verification difficult. A claim missing its 5 fields does not always feel incomplete. It often feels finished. Under pressure, the mind fills missing information with prior fear, loyalty, expectation, or suspicion. Communities under sustained danger are especially vulnerable to this pressure, but no society and no political group is immune. A rumor is often not a deliberately invented lie. It can be a fact-shaped gap that anxiety, hope, or anger rushes in to fill. That does not make the rumor harmless. It explains why disciplined verification must become a shared civic habit rather than an occasional personal preference. Before accepting or sharing a claim, sort it into the correct information status. An assertion is a statement presented without supporting evidence. It may eventually prove true, but it has not yet earned the status of fact. A rumor is an unverified claim circulating mainly through repetition, often after its origin has been lost. Rumor does not automatically mean false. It means unverified. An inference is a conclusion drawn from other evidence. It may be reasonable and strongly supported, but it remains one logical step beyond what was directly established. A fact is a claim that has survived appropriate verification within a defined scope. These categories are not permanent identities. A rumor can later become confirmed, contradicted, or remain unresolved. An inference can strengthen or collapse as new evidence appears. Each status deserves a different level of trust and a different kind of action. This is not paralysis disguised as caution. Sorting a claim takes seconds once it becomes habit, and it changes what responsible people do next. An assertion earns inquiry, not automatic repetition. A rumor earns a pause, not a dramatic caption. An inference earns an honest qualification. This may explain the evidence, but important questions remain. Only a confirmed fact earns repetition without an uncertainty label. A probable claim must be described as probable, with the remaining gaps stated clearly. Urgent danger may require communication before full confirmation is possible. Responsible caution does not require silence while people may be at risk. It requires calibrated language. State what is known. State what remains unknown. Identify the source category without exposing vulnerable people. Explain the urgency. And never convert uncertainty into certainty merely to make the warning more powerful. This habit separates the citizen who strengthens a nation's information environment from the citizen who, without intending to, pollutes it. Now apply the 5-field standard to the opening claim. Source: an anonymous forwarded message. No original source or trusted verifier has been identified. Status: unconfirmed. Date: the message says overnight, but the original item has no reliable timestamp. The date remains unverified. Scope: no location is named. No responsible authority is identified. No independently checkable basis is provided for the number. Corroboration: no independent confirmation has been found at the time of assessment. Confidence: unclear. The claim deserves continued attention and careful inquiry. It does not deserve repetition as settled fact. Notice what this evidence card does not conclude. It does not conclude that nothing happened. It concludes only that the claim in its present form has not earned confirmed status. It also identifies what must change: credible, independent, checkable evidence. For a high-stakes claim of large-scale harm, responsible verification may require more than one independent confirmation. Until then, seek confirmation through trusted local monitors, legal aid networks, affected families, responsible institutions, or professional journalists. Do so without publishing sensitive identities, routes, or locations. Verification is sometimes described as coldness, as though pausing to check were a failure of solidarity. It is the opposite. A 5-field standard protects the vulnerable person whom a false claim could endanger. And it protects the real victim whom a carelessly dismissed claim could abandon. Verification is not neutral between truth and falsehood. It is what makes telling them apart possible. It is disciplined solidarity, care made answerable to evidence, courage made trustworthy through accuracy. Facts, however, never arrive alone. They arrive surrounded by testimony, feeling, and interpretation. Each deserves respect. None should be confused with another. Next, fact, testimony, feeling, and interpretation. We will learn how to honor human experience without turning emotion into proof, and how to test interpretation without silencing the people who lived through the event. Beyond facts, handle the sources. Watch next. Subscribe. Learn deeply. Think critically. Act responsibly. KJA Global Channel. Knowledge justifies authority.